carbohydrate. First, the definitions. Carbohydrate may be defined as a polyhydroxy aldehydes or ketones or compounds which produce them on hydrolysis. In carbohydrate, the ratio of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen 1 is to 2 is to 1. Carbohydrate present the polyhydroxy group because carbohydrate example is glucose, fructose. Glucose, that is the present of aldehyde, the aldehyde, and fructose, that is the present of ketones. Glucose, fructose, fructose. I am short example in this video. Short example and and another video. Firstly, the discussions glucose, fructose, galactose, monosaccharide, disaccharide, the carbohydrate classification.
Functions of carbohydrate.
So next function.
The first functions of source of energy. That is very important functions. Carbohydrate are least expensive source of energy to the body. Every gram of carbohydrate, sugar or starch when oxidized yields on an average 4 kilocalories. Since Indians consume large quantity of cereals, most of the requirement of energy is met by carbohydrates. Next is protein sparing actions. The body uses carbohydrate as source of energy when they are adequately supplied in diet, sparing protein for tissue building. If diet does not supply adequate calories from carbohydrate, the dietary protein is oxidized as a source of energy. This is also break down tissue proteins to a greater extent. The functions of carbohydrate of serving as source of energy and preventing in dietary protein from being oxidized is called protein. This is the oxidations of fats. In oxidation of fat, the acetyl-CoA formed from the oxidation of fatty acids reacts with oxaloacetate from carbohydrate and amino acid metabolism to form citric acid, which is oxidized through the DSA cycle back to oxaloacetate through the series of reactions. Hence, for beta oxidations of fats, carbohydrate is essential if adequate amount of carbohydrate is not consumed. Intermediary products of fat oxidation are accumulated. Acetone, acetoatic acid, and beta hydroxybutyric acid accumulate and produce ketosis. That is oxidations of fat. I will read the after the video the fat metabolisms. Okay. Next is indispensability of nervous system. The carbohydrate rich food mainly the functions that is out of writing the book and indispensability of nervous system. The main source of energy for central nervous system is glucose. Prolonged hypoglycemia can lead to irreversible damage to the brain tissue. Next is role in muscle. Carbohydrates are the major source of energy for muscular work. During muscular contractions, during the time muscular contraction, glycogen is broken down to lactic acid. The glycogen is broken down to lactic acid through the glycolysis. Lactic acid through the glycolysis. Lactic acid after that is product is pyruvic acid. During the recovery period, lactic acid is first oxidized to pyruvic acid and then to acetyl-CoA, which is then oxidized to CO2 and H2O, thus producing energy for muscular work. Role in liver. This including detoxifying actions and regulating influence of protein and fat metabolism. Liver is rich in glycogen and is more resistant to certain poisons such as carbon tetrachloride, alcohol, arsenic, and toxin of bacteria. The rate of oxidation of amino acid in liver is diminished of abundant supply of carbohydrates are precursors of many organic compounds as glycoprotein and glycolipids participate in the structure of the cell membrane and cellular functions as well as growth additions and fertilizations. Are natural no sorry carbohydrates are structural components of many organisms. These include the fiber of plants, exoskeleton of some insects, and cell wall and of microorganism.